Hey guys, Walter from Early Real Estate Mentor. Today's training is all about not just getting more efficient, but also stopping procrastination and the indecision of doing things. In business, it's all about actually taking action that makes you successful. As real estate agents, real estate investors, and wholesalers, action is the key to doing more closings. When I talked to my team this morning, I asked them one question. I said, what is the one thing stopping you from doing more deals? Why aren't you doing more deals? Why aren't there more closings in your life, right? As we go around the room, what was the answers? What's up, brother?
Hey,
come on in, man. The reasons
Hey,
were
what's up, buddy? How you doing?
just
Good,
need
man.
to
That's
schedule.
funny. I was gonna reach out to you
Right,
today.
right,
Forgot to. Oh, cool. No worries.
Clarity and
You hanging out?
Sure.
Yeah.
Clarity.
Oh yeah, grab a seat.
Clarity,
Pull one of these
yeah.
out here. There's too many here. There's supposed to be
More
over
schedule.
there.
Yeah.
Stay with one thing today. Schedule.
Oh, hey.
Here you
It's
go,
all the
bud.
same. That all
Exactly.
ties it together.
Thanks, dude.
And then it
Haven't
was
started.
just
Haven't
not
known
knowing where to
where.
put your feet, not knowing what's up. What's
How you
up, brother?
doing? Well, nice to
Very
see you,
good.
man.
How are you?
Okay, sorry for being late. Excuse me.
No worries.
Oh,
It's all
you're in
good.
trouble, buddy.
I'm usually save picking on the late people.
Yeah,
Randy,
I'm the
but-
late guy. I'm saying today I was ripping on the 6 speed to get here.
But today it's you. So welcome to the meeting.
Thank you.
So, and then Randy was talking about just jamming in more things into your
I need more business.
schedule. More business. The reason there aren't more deals closing is yes, there isn't enough business. The reason there are more deals closing is yes, because you haven't stabilized and decided what am I going to do. And of course, the reason there isn't more business is because you haven't figured out what is the priority of the schedule and stuck to it, right? And then more business. What's the one thing stopping you from doing more business as an agent in your life?
I'm just getting started myself, so.
Just getting started.
Yeah.
So what does just getting started mean?
That's a good question.
Right?
Yeah.
No, seriously, what does it mean to you guys?
Maybe learning processes,
Networking.
like when you're first starting, you're saying? Yeah, it would be like learning the processes.
Just
basically.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Learning processes.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me simplify it, right? Let me simplify how real estate agency works. You find a person, you show them a house, they buy the property. Right? In this market, it's super simple. It's super high pay, right? You close a house, you make $4 or $5 grand. It's good money. You close another house, you make the same amount of money. You close another house, it gets better, right?
Yeah.
So you should be aiming for 2 to 4 houses a month, just off the bat, just to start.
Yeah.
To do that, you have to have between 6 and 12 under agreement at any given point. If you're not putting 4 under agreement every month, you're not closing 4 every month.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So a lot of agents, they come into the business and they say, well, I just want to put 1 under agreement, see how it closes, and then I'll decide to go do another one, and they'll go through the whole year and close 2 to 6 houses.
Yeah.
Right? 2 to 6 houses is broke.
Yeah.
My first year I closed, right? My first year I closed 8 houses, I was still broke, right?
Yeah.
It's not enough. You've got to do more. And figuring out systems will never, ever pay you.
Yeah.
Figuring out how to sign a purchase and sale, an offer form, what the next step is will never, ever pay you. So thinking,
That's why I switched my answer just a little bit ago.
what would you switch your answer to? What is it?
It was, I
What's up,
said
Donna?
at first,
Good morning.
like, scheduling, and I was going to say, like whatever, building in, but then I was like, wait, no, it's just more appointments. It's jamming
more
in
appointments.
Yeah, it's more business. That's
It's
it.
more appointments. That's what it is. It's face-to-face time. If you're not talking to somebody, you're not making money.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? If you're not filling the funnel with somebody else, you're not making money, right? Like the biggest thing in business that I learned early on was I didn't know enough people. Right? 1, I didn't know enough people, and then 2, the people I knew weren't the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew broke people. I knew a bunch of people who weren't buying houses.
Yep.
Gonna seal off.
So those were 2 major problems. You guys have the same problem. I'll tell you, I know you have the same problem because you're not closing a house this month, right? If you're not closing 3 to 4 houses this month, you have that same problem. If you're already closing 3 or 4 and you want to be closing 10,
Yeah, exactly.
you have that same problem. Right? Me and Ron, if we want to make $1 million, we just don't know enough people, and they're not the quality people that we need to know. It's that simple. We know enough people with the right quality, we're making money, we're closing deals.
Wait, let me do a trick.
So it's the same thing for you guys. So the dial-in factor is, well, you're talking about scheduling time, right?
Yeah.
Jamming more appointments in.
Yeah, just
Right.
more, like you're saying, more business.
But they got to be the right quality appointments.
100%.
Frank, what's up, big dog?
100%. That's where the systems came in the beginning, but like you're
Right.
saying, it's only a small part of it. You know, once you
It is.
dial in what you're targeting, you can just ramp the numbers up.
Yes. And it's a matter of first knowing who are you as an investor, who are you as an agent, who are you going to help, right? Who is your priority? Who's the one person you know that wants your service. And then look at your database, right? Pull out your phone and say, okay, who in this phone has what I want,
Yeah.
right? Who has the thing that I got? I got the license, I can sell real estate. Who here in my phone wants real estate? You go through the phone and you only find 4 or 5 people, it's time to fix that phone. All right, the phone's broken. The phone's broke. Right? What's the name of the book, right? Broke to $250,000. The problem was my contact list was broke. I knew too many broke people, right? So to get to the first $250,000, you've got to get $250,000 worth of people, right? People who want to transact with you, $250,000. So I was talking to a friend of mine last night. She's in Canada and she's a life coach, and what she teaches is it's a lot of personal development stuff. And so she was saying, I want to build my business, I want to get more people in here, I want to really just help people. So I was like, well, you know, what are you helping them with? And she said, well, this is the program that I want to teach. And I stopped her right there. I said, it doesn't matter what you want to teach. Who cares what you want to teach? If the world does, boom, yeah, no work to do, right? You're all set.
Yeah, run with it.
But go and find the community and then ask them what they want you to teach, right? Find the community. What are you looking for? When I got into real estate as an agent, because remember, I came as an investor first. I was an investor and then I got my license. So when I came in as an agent, I was like, everybody should want to do what I want to do. Everybody should buy a multifamily. That's what they should be doing. That's right, Frank, king of networking, right? So it became, I'd sit down with this couple and they'd say, oh, you know, we want to buy a house. I'm like, well, instead of buying a single family, you should really buy a multifamily over here. Yeah. This is really what you should be doing.
That's why you get me, man.
Right?
That's why you get me.
And they're like,
I came in the same way. Like, no, I don't want to do that.
Exactly, and then you realize you got to shift.
Yeah.
And it was like I sold all single families my whole first year. My whole first year in the business because the people I was surrounding myself with wanted single families. And I probably lost business because I was trying to push them somewhere else. Right? So I know I lost business. When I say I might have, I know I did. Because I remember people being like, oh, you're kind of the multifamily guy.
Yeah.
And it was an issue because all my friends were single family people.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't until I adjusted who I hung around with to now I'm the multifamily guy and I get paid to be the multifamily guy.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not necessarily who you are, it's who your client base is or changing your client base.
Yeah.
Either way, you got to pick a group. What's up, Alicia? How are you? Come on, phone. You got it all the way against the table, girl. Get up here. Get in our face. We want to see you. We want to build a relationship. Come on. So it's a matter of, so I'll step back because she's a little late.
A little.
I'll step back because it's important to understand the context. We're talking about what is the one thing stopping you from moving
What'd you
forward.
say the 3 things were? I'm sorry again.
In what?
What was it? You were like I got one for rentals post. What is it? Post show rent. You said something. You said 3 things about sales a little bit ago.
Oh, wow.
It was good. It was so good. And I didn't want to interrupt. That's why I shut up.
Just watch the playback.
But oh yeah, we gotta record. Oh yeah, I'll check it out.
So you've got to know your audience.
You were like people show it and like sell it. Like it was something so simple. It was great. And I didn't want to interrupt you. But in the rental game, I got post show rented. That's it.
Yes.
You post it on the internet. You know, show it and then rent it. That's it. Just keep it real simple. You know.
Exactly.
But,
I think for sales, what we do is we find the audience, we figure out what they want, and then we sell it to them.
Yeah.
Right. This is what we do. And for you guys in the room, the real estate investment meetups have all of the real estate investment buyers. Right? Investment buyers go there to learn how to buy. They're thinking, how do I find the next property? Is it a deal? How do I know if it's a deal? Like, what is this opportunity? This Thursday, we have one in Rhode Island. There's going to be at least 40 people there, but typically it runs higher. Higher 60, 80, 100 people in the room. They're all looking to buy. Every single one of them in that room they're not thinking about selling something, right? Some of us own, very few of us in that room own. Most of us in the room are looking to buy the next property. So as real estate agents who are looking to work with investors, because again, an investor is somebody who buys a house every year, and a normal home buyer buys a house every 7 years. And even though there's more normal home buyers, it's hard to build a business on that relationship, right? With 40 investors, you can, 40, geez, it doesn't have to be 40. With probably 20 investors, you can do 40 transactions a year. right? Because sometimes they're selling and they're shifting and they're buying and they're moving things around. Some of them, like me, like one year I bought 8 houses. So that's a big commission check for an agent who's just consistently working on it, bringing me the deals. And then other investors will just buy their 1 a year. But they will buy 1 a year, every year. And as they're building the portfolio, as the market gets to the point where it is now, they start selling off. Who's got to be the agent?
Yeah.
The one who got them the deal, right?
Yeah.
That's how it works. So think about all the other people out there, all the other agents, the ones that can close, the ones that are decent in our market are closing 20 deals a year. So just think about those guys. How many people do they have to know to close 20 deals a year? Next year they got to meet a whole new 20 people. And the next year they got to do it all over. And it's not 20 people because we know that buyers are liars and sellers are tellers, right? So the story, if you get one person who says, I want to work with you, it doesn't always end up.
Yeah, you're gonna need 10 of those,
Yeah.
So I'd say, exactly. So out of every 2 people you meet as a buy side, you're probably going to close one of them, right? Actually, the odds are different. You're probably closing, out of every 4 people, you're closing one of them, right, on the buy side. And on the sell side, it's a 50-50 shot. What is it?
On the, like, with out of groups of investors, you're saying?
This is normal people.
Oh,
right?
okay. All right.
Out of investors, you got a 50-50 shot. Because
All right.
they have the intention to buy. They have all the math behind it. All the logic says buy.
Makes sense. Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, they like a buy.
So investors have a much higher propensity to buy.
Yeah.
They tend to take a little longer to close. Investors, if you think the disc personality type, they're higher C side because they're thinking, right? They're very thoughtful, they're very intentional, and they're doing math, right? C's tend to do the math. They also tend to be D's. If you get a D client and it's strong enough, dude, you can close them quick. But typically, the investors in those rooms are C's because they're there to learn. Right? That's why there's usually a training
big
session.
time on that side of it. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a training session before the networking.
Yep.
Right.
I had somebody want my website in articles or stuff on me yesterday. They're like, oh yeah, oh dope. You get any website and da da da. So you popped right in my head immediately. I was just like, bing. It's like, oh my god.
Yep.
So dope.
Check out my Facebook, right?
Yeah.
I don't have a website. Here's some information on what's going on in the market.
Article, different things. I send them. So.
And that's just kill them information. Kill them information. So understanding now that the reason there aren't enough deals going down is because your network is broke. Your network's just terrible, right? Cool. Change it, right? I was broke too, and then I changed that, right? You can change your situation just by changing who you're hanging out with, changing how you think and who you're attracting, right? So if you're hanging out with broke people, I guarantee you they can't pay you. Guaranteed, right? Right? Lisa, you probably know more broke people than the rest of us, right? What could they possibly do to pay you, right?
Right.
They can't. Whereas, like, a wealthy person could accidentally pay you. Just by being near them, accidentally, they'll end up paying you. Does that make sense? Do we need an example of what that would look like?
Yes, please.
All right. So the other day, I'm in a cigar shop. One of my good buddies says, hey, a friend of mine's got a question about their house. What do you think this is? I give him the answer, and he says, oh, cool. He's also got another question. I was like, why don't you just give me his number? I pick up the phone, call the person. Deal's getting ready to be done, right? House needs to be sold. People who have assets tend to have people as friends who have assets.
Like attracts like.
Like attracts like. So people who have money tend to have people who have money. People with money problems tend to buy real estate, right? They don't like paying taxes, they buy real estate. They don't like the idea of having to work the rest of their lives, they buy real estate.
Yep.
Broke people don't think about not having to work the rest of their lives, right? Rich people.
Or expensive hobbies too, you know what I'm saying? Like some guys are like racing cars, that's an expensive hobby, shit like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. But we sell real estate, right? So the concept is the luxury homes, right? Who's selling luxury homes? That agent is making more than the person selling the regular raised ranch in Fall River. The person selling a raised ranch in Dartmouth is making a lot more, right? Location has a lot to do with things too.
Yep.
So when you really start dialing down who you're hanging around with and recognizing who you hang around with is exactly who you're going to end up working with. I had an agent the other day say, well, I don't want to work with my friends. I was in an open house. I was doing a favor for one of the wealthiest friends I have and did not get paid for the open house. It's not even my listing. I just genuinely want to give service to him. I just help. Right? I picked up 8 buyers from being in that open house. Nice. 2 of which Matt Daler is working right now because Matt's smart. Matt said, hey, that open house you just did, can you send me the list? I was like, sure, because I'm not calling him. He already knows me, right?
Yeah.
I'm in a single family
He's waiting
house,
right there,
right?
so
Like, what am I gonna do with it? So
Yeah.
he's called him, and now he's got 2 he's working with. And this is the point. Like, that was just me doing what I do. I was just helping out a friend doing an open house. Just say, yeah, you know what? I know you listed it. I know you're doing your thing, but you don't have the sales technique I have. You don't have, like. His wife was impressed. Let me tell you, when I'm in an open house, it's simple. And I'll run you guys through how to run every single open house, every business transaction. It's just like this, right? Person comes through the door. Hey, how's it going? If you have any questions, let me know. And I step back. I do not harass them yet. Right? The harassment comes. You know, the deep rapport, the building relationships, it comes. But at first, it's cool. You know, I'm not really that interested in you. Enjoy yourselves. But if you have any questions, let me know. I'm here. And then I let them go, and I say, oh, by the way, how long have you been looking? And I was wondering. And then you start with one question, another question, another question. You know, how soon are you looking to close on something? What other houses have you seen? And I'm taking notes, right? So that I know where my competition is. What are the properties of my competition? Next person comes in, I've got a story to tell, right? And they were watching me. I do not look at single families in the market. I don't know what the market is, right? But they're coming in, and they say, oh yeah, you know, we've seen a couple houses. Oh, did you see the one on New Boston Road? Did you see the other one over on Ledgemont Street? And they're like, oh yeah, you know, we saw it online, didn't take a look at it. Oh, well, I haven't seen it personally, but the person who was just in here said it was this. Is that what you're looking for? Oh no, I like this house a lot better. Cool, whatever. You don't spend too much time making them feel uncomfortable. You spend time making them feel comfortable. There's a process to it. All right. Anyway, dialing back from that one. It was about hanging out with successful people. They bring you, they give you opportunities.
Yeah.
One more step. An agent came through at the very end. By the way, 1.5 hour open house. I stayed for the whole thing. You know that I don't do that. But I stayed for the whole thing because I was building a relationship with my friend, right? So at the very end, an agent comes in and she says, I'm here for my buyers. I tell her, I was like, that's not going to do any good, right? Because your buyers, if they were serious, they'd be here. Oh, well, they had a party to go to. They had a party to go to or a house to buy. Doesn't sound very serious to me.
Right.
All right, just so we're clear, they're not buying.
Serious.
And she says, oh, well, you know, I don't know. You're probably right. I'm new to the business. I know. I can tell. And at the end, she said, she said a couple things that scared the heck out of me. I was like, oh, let's take a selfie. She's like, where is it going? I was like, you would better hope it's going a lot of places. All right, like, hopefully everywhere. But she meant it as in, like, you know, I don't want people stalking me.
Yeah.
Like, if you're afraid of attention, you're going to be broke, right?
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Like, if you're afraid of letting other people know what you do, you're in trouble, right? And then the other thing she said to me was, I don't want to work with my friends, right? What kind of real estate agent doesn't want to work with their friends? Who doesn't want to work with their friends and their family? I built a business around...
I may or may not have said that same phrase.
It's a broke statement. Never say it again.
Yeah,
exactly.
Get new friends,
Yeah.
right? But
exactly.
I never want to do business with a stranger. Everybody I work with, everybody I ever take money from is a good friend of mine. Good friend. Otherwise, I wouldn't have taken their money. I don't want to. Why? If I take money, it means I got to spend time with you, right? If I take money, that means now I got to go actually work for somebody. I don't work for anybody unless I like them.
It's almost a prerequisite for me.
It's
if I'm gonna have to see you more than a couple of times, it's got to be some kind of cool.
There's got to be exactly.
So yesterday we were riding bikes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yesterday me, Zach, and the kid RJ were blasting around in downtown. You know, so you know, same thing, chopping up real estate. You know, so
that's what we do, right?
Yeah.
Because we're business mindset.
Yeah.
The other
It's
thing
a
you just
lifestyle.
said.
You're trying to live a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
It's not, you know what I mean? That's what it's just a different mindset.
Ron, what were we talking about earlier today?
Lifestyle.
We called it lifestyle architecture, right?
Yeah.
I used to say this all the time. When I
Yeah.
first started the team, the original version of us, it was lifestyle architecture. It was guys who come in to build a lifestyle.
Exactly.
That's why you're here. That's why you're in real estate.
Yeah.
It's not about anything other than lifestyle. That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
Not working with strangers, not working with people you don't like.
Yeah.
It's building a
Having
lifestyle.
fun, building shit, you know, just fucking, you know, moving properties, you know. It's a
Oh,
whole-
what are we doing? Next, next.
Exactly, yeah.
So, Ron, nice. Bye. So one of the keys. What is it?
That was free.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah, Frank. Yeah, bye. So when we started with lifestyle architecture, the reason I even started talking about it and designing it was Ron was sitting in the room and he was one of only 5 agents, and this was the beginning of my team. This was the absolute beginning, so maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And Ron said, because I was like, dude, you got to get more people. You got to bring people in. You got to go call your friends and let them know you're looking to do business, right? And he was like, oh, I'm from Arizona. I got no people up here. And I was just like, what? Dude, I was homeschooled. I lived in Taunton. I'm doing my business here in Fall River. I've been working in Boston. I don't have a network either, right? I had no network. I built it. I just decided I needed people, right? I didn't, in the beginning, I didn't build the right network, but I built a fun one for me, right? I sold the houses for everybody in the gym, right? I was working out in the gym all the time. That was what I wanted to do. I'd meet a guy who was bigger than me. I'd be like, dude, can I work out with you? He'd say yes. And I'd be working out at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? And then another guy would be like, dude, can I work out with you? He was bigger than me, so I'd be like, yeah, can I do that? And he'd be like, yeah, we're doing 6 o'clock in the morning. And then another guy, hey, can I work out with you? Dude, I was doing 6 hours in the gym every single day. I was in the best shape of my life. And it was also like these guys ended up closing house with me. And it wasn't just them, it was they knew another guy from the gym who was looking at talking real estate. And all I did was talk real estate.
Wouldn't you agree too, if they're serious about one thing, they're gonna be serious about.
If they're serious about one thing, if they're serious about building their body, they're serious about building their financial development.
There you go.
Right.
Yeah.
Developing their personal develment is just part. They already get it. Every single conversation is the same. Hey, it's just like building a muscle.
Right.
Yeah. The first one's the worst one. It's like skipping the gym for a week. Coming back sucks. The conversation correlated very easily.
Yeah.
It made a lot of sense for me because that's what I was doing for fun.
Yeah.
And even now, like I still do the band, right? Like last night I was jamming out with the guys, and that to me is just me having fun, right? One of my buddies was like, yeah, I gotta get into this entrepreneur thing, right? I wanted to get into it. I was like, cool, let's have the conversation. Let's do it.
Come on down,
right? My brother is looking to expand his business. He's one of the band members. We don't have those conversations unless we're in a unique situation like that.
Yeah.
Right? Then by posting the videos, I'm getting all sorts of other people who are in real estate saying, man, like I'm in a band too, like what, it's cool to see you play.
Yeah.
Just people who are able to build systems and practice. Like BMX is not easy, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's one of those things where you picked something you enjoyed and you knew it's harder than the other hobbies people picked, and you just ran it.
Yeah.
Right, consistently for a long period of time.
Yeah.
And now you have this skill that most people don't have.
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
So these are little niches. Who do you want to hang out with? Who do you want to be? All right, if you want to be somebody different, hang out with different people. Right? Then, if you want to have money, hang out with people who have money. Right? If you hang out with broke people, you're going to be broke. It's guaranteed. Right? You don't have a choice. Right? You can't take money from people who don't have it. Right? You can't help people who don't have a need. So the only reason people will give you money is because they want something from it, right? They have a desire. They have something that they want. You have the ability to transact. That's the only reason people take money from you. So you've got to find people who want what you got, who want to buy real estate, right? I go to these networking events every single week. I don't see real estate agents in a room. Why?
That's a good point.
Because real estate agents don't want it. They don't want to actually help people.
Yeah,
right?
That's a good point. That Rio one that we went to.
Right,
We
where
went to
were
a
they?
lot of them, but that one, yeah, you're right. There's nobody big.
Even in my room, when I do a Get the Money event, less than 50% of the room is agents.
Yeah.
Right? Now in my room it's condensed. It's a pretty tight packed group because most of my agents are coming. Right?
Yeah,
so it makes sense that I'll have more agents, the higher propensity.
Yeah.
But if you're an agent, right? Robert Kiyosaki just came through, and you guys see I send the link out to you guys. I'm like, hey, Robert Kiyosaki's coming through. He's doing 8 events. Be at them. They're free events. They're 2 hours long. You're gonna learn something, and there's a room of 40 to 50 people who are about to be told real estate's the way to their freedom. I go to those events. I'm the only agent in the room. Only agent in the room. I can't collect all the people who need my help. Right? Literally, I cannot. I don't have the bandwidth to be able to be like, hey, I'll help you buy all the real estate, and then I pass out cards. It's a fool's game, right? Because there's no guaranteeing they're gonna call me back. So it's like you got to get a list going,
Yeah, number.
and yeah, you got to get their numbers. The only way to do it is as a team. You spread out and you take a section and just start running people through and getting their information, Cards, right? I'm gonna make fun of Andrew. Business cards. I had a good friend of mine, very good friend of mine. We were hanging out the other night and he showed me his business card and he's like, "What do you think?" And in my head, it's a business card conversation. It doesn't matter. Whatever you got, it's there for you to get rid of people, isn't it? Like that's the whole point of the business card. Here, get rid of me. Like, be gone, right? We're having a conversation. I kind of want you to leave, so I'll give you a business card. All right, that's a finality. I don't carry business cards. I build relationships. If you're not in my cell phone, you're not getting a phone call. If you're not on my cell phone, I'm not texting you.
That's a good point.
Right? If you haven't made it there, it's not going to happen. And if you hand me a business card, there's no way I'm putting it in there. Right? I'll give you my number. You can text me now. If you don't text me now, we're not having a conversation. You aren't interested. I make eye contact. I'm like, "Hey, are you actually going to text me? Are you interested?" If they text, then I'll know right then and there.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
If they say yes, cool, we're doing business together. If they say, "Oh, I'll text you later," probably not going to happen.
Right.
I'm over it. Cool.
Yep.
I'm glad I didn't waste the business card in my wallet, taking up all that space. I'll fit more dollars in there. Fit more Benjamins in my wallet now. I don't need to have business cards. What's your business card? Benjamin Franklin.
Yeah.
This, very serious. It's all plastic in my
Okay, well, dude, that's gonna stack of cards in my pocket. I don't need any of that shit.
You know what my business card is?
Yeah,
This right here.
Exactly.
Right? You get through this, we'll do business.
Yeah.
You don't read this, like, why are we talking?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't found that I'm that valuable to go through this,
Yeah.
because the first question is, well, where'd you start? What do you have? What'd you do? How'd you get here? I don't want to have to answer it anymore.
Yeah.
I wrote a book so you can figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, what should I do? Read the book. Well, I haven't bought anything yet. What's the first step? Read my book.
Yeah.
Right? It tells
Step
you what
there.
the first step is.
Yeah.
Let's get to bigger problems.
Mhm.
Right? Like, let's get to the big stuff. So now the book, like the business card, initially is a way to say, okay, like we got really small problems here. We don't even know each other. That's the biggest problem you guys got right now. You don't know who needs you. That's the problem. There's a thousand people right now in this city. 1,000 people are gonna buy a house this year in this city alone. You know how I know that? Anybody got a guess?
You looked up the numbers?
Yeah, I just looked it up. I just looked up at MLS. How many houses sold this year? Shit, okay, 1,000. So we know
Okay.
that 1,000 will sell in Fall River.
Yeah.
1,000 people need transactions handled in Fall River. Who here would go to Dartmouth to do a deal? Right. Westport, New Bedford,
Yeah, name the
Taunton,
place.
Attleboro's,
Name
the place.
Seacon, Swansea,
Connecticut.
Somerset.
Fine. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Every one of you would hit all of Bristol County,
Totally.
right? I've got a Bridgewater.
Easily drive 100.
I've done deals in Worcester, right? I've done deals in Quincy, Brockton. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah.
So we know that there's more than 1,000 deals being done in every city,
I got a house in New Hampshire right now.
right?
Right.
Yeah. New Hampshire, get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Right? Rhode Island, right? So think about it. If there's 1,000 transactions in this major city, another 1,000 in New Bedford, there's both sides of a
Yeah.
transaction, right? You got two sides. 4,000 transactions in two cities that are 15 minutes away from each other. And the cities in between them, the commission's higher, right? So there's a little bit less
Yeah.
on the transaction side, but the commission's higher. So the same amount of money is being transacted regardless, no matter how you look at this. There's 4,000 transactions being done. Lots of people need your help.
Yeah.
That's this year. Next year, another 4,000 will be done. It happens. Whether the market's up or the market's down, the transactions occur regardless. This is making sense.
Big time.
Yeah, right.
Good focus point.
What helps to know is that there's people out there who need your help. You just haven't met them yet.
Mm.
And why is that? Because you didn't think they were out there. There's a lot of reasons. What are the reasons you're not hunting for that 4,000 people right now?
Procrastination. I don't know.
Procrastination is actually just a symptom of a deeper problem.
Wow. Well, I think it reverts back to right off the bat. I don't know my problem.
So that is that. If you don't know what the problem is, that is the biggest problem to solve, right? What is the one thing, such that by doing it, everything else is easier or unnecessary? That's the one, right? If you don't know where your motivation is, what your why is, what your reason is, oh yeah, that hurts, right? So I would say, absolutely, without a doubt, the reason procrastination occurs is fear. Fear of something. Procrastination is just caused by fear. So if you're afraid of something, something's not going to turn out the way you want it to, then you'll procrastinate.
Oh, I thought you were going to snap your wrist.
Oh, no, I'm good.
I thought you were going for the wrist. I was like, you can punish wrist.
This side's
All right,
alright.
Andrew, get up here and punish yourself. That's just
That's awesome. So at the Get the Money event, who was at the Get the Money event?
I was.
Missed it.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I handed out the wristbands,
So
and
funny.
the
Oh,
wristbands.
you did?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
He didn't make it.
okay.
Yep.
Alright.
So the wristbands have a purpose to them.
Yeah,
They're more than just a reminder that you're an alchemist, right?
Right.
And they're more than just a thing for other groups. When you go into a group and you see the wristband, you're like, oh, okay, they got the mindset. Like they're right up here, right?
Yeah.
It's like the book.
They've
You don't
been
have to
through the
start at the
training.
low level. You jump right to the top. It's like, okay, we can have this conversation,
Yeah.
right? Because they've been through one of my trainings. The only way you can't buy them, you can't steal them, right? The only way to get one of these is from one of my trainings, and it's the Get the Money event and the Get the Deal event, right? Because they tie into each other.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's not what I was doing. I was just tightening this up. So it's a matter of figuring out what the fear is, what's causing it, and then killing it. Do you know what the weakness that fear has?
No.
You know what fear
Action.
feeds on?
Stagnation or inaction.
Insecurities are another symptom.
Take action.
Taking action is the death stroke to fear, right? Once you take action, fear cannot exist when
Yeah.
action is in place,
Right.
right? Fear is only the potential. Fear is something might happen, right? There's a famous quote, he said, I've had 1,000 fears, none of which ever came true, right? Because fear is just a thought. The further out the thought is, the more powerful the fear becomes, right? So time is what fear festers on. Time is what feeds fear. So when you have a thought here and you have fear, it's only got one thing, one string to it. When you give it an extra minute, it adds something, and you stack, and you stack, and you stack, and the mind starts finding reasons to be afraid of that thing, right? When it's here and you got one thing, all it takes is action, regardless, and it's gone. The fear's done. There's nothing you can do with it, right? It completely disappears, and it's out of the game, right? So procrastination is caused by fear. So think, what am I afraid of? Right? What consequence on the other side of this am I afraid of? What is it that's causing you the fear? What is causing you that experience of, well, something on the other side of this might not be good, I'm not going to do it, right? As an I, it's probably what other people think. Just a focusing point to let you know. And there's 4 you eyes in the room.
100%.
Right.
Yeah, 100%.
So it's what other people think is probably, typically, the motivating factor to stopping you from doing something, right? And then we're all a bunch of badasses, and we'll all say, I don't worry about what people think, it doesn't bother me, I'm not concerned. When I realized that I was very concerned about what people thought, and I'm genuinely concerned, that was my power. Because now I was like, well, then I can just shift what people think. Once I realized that I was super concerned, hyper concerned about what people thought, it became, instead of a crutch or a weakness, a strength. Well, if all that matters is what people think in my head, then I better create an awesome perception, right? And the only way to do that is to have the right amount of energy and confidence in every situation. You know, that's why I'm balanced and posed. Like, put me anywhere and I'll cool as a cucumber, all right? Or as angry as I have to be, whatever level I have to be to fit into that area, to be whatever I'm looking to be, I can adjust, right? Chameleon, right? That ability came from realizing I don't ever want to be in a position where I don't get what I want, right?
Yeah.
And you as salespeople have that ability to do the same thing. Facebook gives us the ability to create a perception around us that allows us to attract the people that we want to attract, right? I know if I wear black, I'm going to attract people who are very decisive, people who also like black, right? It's psychology. I know if I'm in a selling situation, I'm wearing blue. It's a trusting, comfortable color, right? I know if I want to excite people, I'm wearing red or I'm wearing yellow.
Yeah.
These are colors that just, orange will disorient people.
I think that's so funny.
Intentional,
Yeah,
right?
that's excellent.
So these are pieces, everything that you do can affect your success. Everything that you do, right? And so when you're looking to attract the right people and you're looking to kill that enemy of fear, say, what is the one thing I'm afraid of? And then say, whatever it is, I'm just going to do it. The problem with influence, right, with being the people who we want everybody to look at us a certain way, is that we're not looking at how we want to be. We're looking at what they think of us. When we look, this is the power of an influencer. When you look at, say, this is how I want the world to perceive me. This is what I'm going for. This is what I want them to perceive me. I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. Everything you do beyond that works. Right? Everything falls into place. You'll take the action. There'll be no fear because you'll know that every person I talk to is now one more added person to perception. Right? One person who I get to buy into who I am, that's one more person empowering me to go keep doing what I'm doing. Right? And perfect example, when I was at Coca-Cola. So I was working for Coca-Cola as a planning analyst, and I used to, when I worked at Johnson & Johnson previously, I wore button-up t-shirts, button-up shirts. When I started Coca-Cola, I put on blazers. There was no reason to. My job title had not changed. Still planning analyst, right? I shifted, and then I had blazers on. The people in that company thought I was a boss, right? They were like, man, this guy's stellar. He's something else.
Way back at the mortgage company. There was like 20-something loan offices. Yeah. And dude, they'd be like half untopped. All of
course.
I started wearing jackets. The boss would always be like,
exactly.
The meetings would be like, yeah, I like a jacket.
And then when I shifted back to Coca-Cola, because I was a contractor, right? Shifted back to Coca-Cola, I was wearing a suit. I just made little adjustments because everybody else believed that I was up here because I wore a suit that was classy. I believed it. It just became it's cyclical. Yeah. They moved me into the top position in that department, right, where I was working with the vice presidents, and it was literally just a shift because of their perception. Because I created that energy, and I said, "This is how I'm going to be." Right. When I go on stage, I dress a certain way. Yep. Right. When I'm on stage, I'm wearing a vest. I'm wearing something bright. I'm wearing everything that's. It's all done for a reason.
Yeah,
depending on what I'm doing.
You were in a
right?
gray suit. I still remember. I swear to God, because you popped into Dunny's at the block party. He's the only cat that was dressed. Even you, I noticed how you dress too all the time. You're always tight with your gear, and that's one of the biggest things I noticed right over there. And he was like, "Yeah, we're trying to buy real estate." And I was like, "Who is this cat?" And I was like, straight out immediately, was like, "Who is this dude?"
And that's what it creates.
Yeah,
it creates a perception that wow, this person is. This is who they are. There's a framework behind it, right? There's a framework of success behind them. To put on a suit means they thought about it.
Exactly.
They thought about like they're putting it's like buttons.
Tuck your shirt.
You know, there's tucking it in. There's
attention.
There's
it's like I said about the sales thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's the same. If you want to be, well, you want to be. I'm not saying if. You guys all want to be successful in this business. Understand that how you perceive yourself is how the world will perceive yourself.
Yeah.
They'll perceive you the same way. If you say, "Hey, I'm the real estate investment person," right? I help people real estate invest. I constantly find people to real estate invest. You believe that? When you're out and someone's like, "Why are you talking to me?" Oh, because I'm the real estate guy or the gal. I find people and I do like the words just come out of your mouth because you believe it, right? And the first time it comes out, you may not believe it. You may not think, "Oh, I'm the real estate person who helps people." But I remember I was in Rogers Hot Dogs sitting there, and in my head I'm like eating my eggs, and I'm thinking like. I connect with people, like that's what I do. I find people to do real estate deals with, and if they don't do real estate deals with, I just put them on my phone as somebody to connect me with somebody to find real estate deals with, right? And I'm sitting there, and I look to the side of me, there's two people here. I always sit at the bar because it gives me two opportunities, and right? So I look over, and I say, "Hey, how's your day going? What do you think of the eggs?" Right? And start the conversation, and I say, "What do you do for a living?" Right? Showing interest. She says what she does. I say, "Oh, cool, very cool. How'd you get into that?" Building rapport. And then she says, "What do you do for a living?" I said, "Oh, I do real estate. I help people buy real estate property. And I also help people sell real estate property." And she says, "Wow, that's cool. Yeah, nice." The guy on the side of me is my next target. I turn over, I say, "Hey, man, what do you think of the toast?" Right? And we're having a conversation.
Hey, it's so true.
It's all true.
I know, it's great.
We're having a conversation.
So I met him.
And then he tells me this. "You know, I heard that you were in real estate." Swear to God, from this conversation.
I love that shit. I love it.
He was like, "I heard that you're in real estate. Me and my wife are here working on a condo that we're looking to sell because we're so done with renting this thing.
Yeah.
Do you think, what do you think it's worth? And I was like, the only way I'm going to know is if I go take a look at it. What are you guys doing after breakfast? Well, we're going back to the condo. Perfect. Let's run it. And that was the deal I took, and I gave it to Louise, right? Louise was the condo queen, so when she was on our team, I just fire her or anything. So that was,
so funny.
Right? Like, just from going to breakfast, just doing the things I do, you got to be hunting. When you're looking for somebody to help you build your business, always, everybody you're talking to, what are you doing right now? I'm looking for somebody to help me build my business. Right? Constantly. That's the hustle. Right? You guys hear me all the time. What is my mission? What is my purpose? Right? I'm here to make my city better. So I'm looking for an army of people to help me make my city better. I know I can't do it alone. Right? So my first instinct is find the people who will do it with me. Right? Because that's how I've done everything else in the past. Everything that I've ever done has worked from me saying, I want to do something, who's going to help me get there? Right? And what do I have to transact for them to get them to move forward? Right? I'll find out from them. I'll be like, oh, what do I got? This is the inventory. So I'm capable of. What here do you want? And I will transact with you. Let's move forward. Right? When I did the event 3 weeks ago, we did the mastermind. 4 weeks ago, we did the mastermind. I asked everybody, I was like, what's holding you back? What's holding you back in business? Right? I wrote down 30 different ideas. And I said, well, is it okay if I sell an event? I sell an event where I'm going to break down every single one of these things. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And I was like, what would you pay for it? They told me $1,500. Right? They told me $1,000 at the mid range, and somebody said $750. I sold it for $200. Right? Because $200 guarantees everybody in the room's buying it. That's like how it works. That's business, right? They're willing to pay this. Cool. I'm willing to deliver it at that level as well. But I want to work with everybody in the beginning and see who my right client is. All right, once I figure out my right client, then I'll adjust the price. I'll get the price to where my right client can afford it. Or I'll teach them how to make money to the point where now they can afford the higher level of that exact same training. Right? It's the same with you guys. You start teaching people how to invest in real estate. It's free. We work for free, right? How many events have I run that have been free? Most of my events are free, right? If I'm talking on the stage, I'm probably talking for free. That's just, if I'm running an event, if I'm running a training, I'm probably not talking for free. It's just what we do. We're real estate agents. We train, right? We're investors. We train. We teach. But the first house we make some money on. The next house they buy we make some money on. Eventually, they're buying 6 families. There's a bigger bills, bigger property. Sometimes they're buying 2-3 houses in a year. And then eventually they're selling property. Some of these guys will accumulate 10 properties, 20 properties, 30 properties. When it's time to sell off, you're the person they're working with. It's a long-term relationship with a few people that you really like. Right? Building those deep relationships with true buyers, real buyers, right? That's what matters. Right? The landlords, helping landlords find time, like help them make money. These are good people who are suffering, right? So help them make money. Help them improve their building. They make money, they're going to improve their business. Yeah, right. Like you're helping people with leasing. That's a very high paying, high value job, right? You're building a good relationship with people. What is it?
I like to think so.
You're right. They do too. That's why they pay. It's very true. So you're servicing them in a way that they need so that when they're ready for the big service, boom, you've got it. Does that make sense? So there's a lot of ways we can service our clients, but the key is finding them first. It doesn't matter how good you are at real estate. It doesn't matter how many talents or skills you have. You can know the insides and outs of how to do every single type of transaction. If you don't know people, you will be broke. Absolutely. Right? I'm not the best real estate agent. I'll say it. I'm not the best investor. I'm the best known. Right? I'm the one that everybody knows. They send me their business because they know about me. And they know I'll do whatever it takes to prove that I'm the best in that moment. Right? That's what you guys have to do. That's what you guys are doing. That's what you're building. Is become the best known in your market, in your area, whatever that little chip is. Like run it and be the best known. Ron and I were talking about, like I told him, I'm a change man. Like I am change, right? I inspire change. I am change. That's what I do. He said, well, that's been your flaw. I was like, you're right. Because I'll get good at something and then I'll change. I'll get good at something and then I'll shift. And I'm like, all right, what's next? Right? Yeah. And instead of doing that, shift markets. Just expand your market. Yeah. Be very good at this one thing. For me, that one little tweak has been huge. I'm in Boston now, right? Yeah. coming around now. I'm looking at a tour across the country right now because that
Makes it
to
fresh,
me
right?
is the same thing, just different.
Exactly.
It's changed.
Yeah.
It's all new people.
Yeah.
But I'm doing what I'm a master at, right? That's what you guys want to do. Master your craft in this city, and then as soon as you realize, oh, I'm running out of clients, spread out. Go a little further, right? Take that 10-minute drive over to New Bedford, or Westport, or Dartmouth, or Somerset, or Swansea. Just expand a little bit out. But get very good at doing the one thing that makes sense is helping people transact real estate. I looked at all the different models we can make money in. I looked at all the different models as real estate agents, as real estate investors, as human beings, right? Human beings, there's 3 ways to make money. You got stocks, business, and real estate. And so when I look at all of these, right?
Yeah, that's how I got started, man.
Yeah,
Looking
it
at all
dials-
those 3 things, that's
It
it.
dials into those 3 funnels.
Yep.
Those are the only ways to retire one day.
Yeah.
Stocks, real estate, or have a business. So when you're looking at, the next 5 years of your life, what are you building? Are you building a business? Are you building a stock portfolio? Or are you building a real estate portfolio? If you're not doing one of those, you're going to be doing whatever you're doing today 5 years from now. Whatever you're doing today, your life's going to look exactly the same 5 years from now. I've got a mentor of mine. He said, within 5 minutes, I can tell you what your future looks like. All right? Just a couple of conversations. I'm going to ask you who your friends are, how much you're making, and what you like to do for fun. In 5 minutes, I'll know exactly what your future looks like. Because if you don't change something, you're going to do exactly the same thing you've been doing 5 years from now. That make sense?
You habitual son of a bitches.
Sure. We are habit machines. We're habit machines.
Yep.
That's everything that gets put into our brains is designed for a stasis. It's designed to keep everything complacent, everything at the same level, right? The colors you've been wearing, the clothes you've been wearing, the weight you've been having, the friends you've been having, the foods you've been eating, the places you've been going, the conversations you've been having have all been the same the last 5 years with slight variation. Because you guys met me, right? I create change. But think about it. Over the last 5 years, shit hasn't changed that much. Safe to say.
I don't know
That's-
about you motherfuckers, but I've been doing some shit.
Oh, really? That's because you also love change. But it's one of those pieces that, you don't want that last 5 years to happen again either.
Oh yeah.
So you're constantly
it's all the same
dialing in,
shit.
like-
real estate, this, that. It's all in general. It's the same stuff. Same shit.
It is, and you're tweaking and you're dialing in the ideal, and you'll get there faster because you have that momentum already.
Yeah, I like
You have
action.
the
I'm
base.
biased to action, so that's you know what I mean. So it makes it a little different, but
Action's not your issue. Right.
no, exactly, yeah,
It's intention.
exactly.
That's-
Shoot off into space, or
Yes.
yeah,
You just need to set your goal a little higher, a little midway, and a little here.
yeah,
You're very good at shooting out there. It's
Yeah.
just not setting the markers here that slowed you down. But you're
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it now. You're
Yeah.
doing those markers, and that's getting you there.
yeah,
Setting the $1 billion plan and saying it's going to take me 10 years to get there,
Yeah.
and incrementally, this is what I got to make every single year to hit that $1 billion.
yeah, exactly.
Makes it way easier.
Yeah,
Way
puts
easier.
it on autopilot.
Yeah. Now it's like, okay, I can do this.
Yeah, yep,
Right. At $1 million, I know it's a 12-year plan still.
yep,
If you double your income, double your net worth every single year at $1 million, it's still a 12-year plan.
yeah,
Right. Okay. Or set the plan. How do I double my net worth this year? How do I
Yeah.
double my net worth next year? How do I
Yeah.
double it the year after? Some of us play that game.
Yeah.
That's just the game that we play. You don't all have to subscribe to it, but you do have to subscribe to some sort of change.
yeah,
Change the people you know. If they won't pay you for a house, don't call them back. Trust me, they won't call you back either. It's just one of those things. If they won't hang out with you at a networking event that's going to make you money, don't hang out with them at a place that's going to take money away. Bars, lounges, anything that wastes money, football games. Like if they're not there to make money with you, don't hang out with them. This is the fast track to success, right? And even this takes time to build. Even this takes time to build. It won't happen overnight. But when you start evaluating your friends, right? Andrew, where did we go 2 weeks ago? We went to Atlantic City.
Oh yeah.
I forgot already, right? We went to Atlantic City.
Like even
Like
I
I know we
remember
go places
that.
all the time. You know?
That's true. All right, that's true. Yeah. I'll go with you anywhere, right?
Yeah.
Because we're going to places that make us money.
Right.
We're having a good time. We're having fun. I'm building you as a human being. I'm learning from you too.
Yeah.
But we're having fun. We're building our business, right? I will do that all day. Good people. I chose Andrew. I found Andrew. Well, maybe Andrew came to me. Right? I don't know. But but the point is, I was out there saying, like, bringing people in. And when the right people came by, I was like, yeah, I'll take that.
Yep.
Like you and I can hang out. We can do some things. We can build business. Right? Alicia, every time you've ever texted me, I'm like, there's something about her. We're going to do business one day. I couldn't figure out what it was.
Here I am.
Right? There you are. Randy, same thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
Yeah.
It's been, we couldn't figure it out. We're like, somehow,
Yeah.
we're going to do it.
Business for a few years now, yeah.
Yeah, it's getting to that point, brother. We're here for a reason, right? Lisa, we're here for a reason. So it's definitely, if I could dial it all down, change your friends. Get friends who will pay you for what you do.
Yeah.
Every single one of my friends, I'm the one they'll work with. Every single one of my friends buys real estate. Every single one of them. I was at a wedding the other day, and I was shocked. I was looking around the room. The person on the side of me wants to buy real estate from me. My brother is always asking me, he's like, dude, I want to go buy a house. You know, hook me up. Let's buy a multifamily, right? Let's go do it. And then across the table is one of my friends who's always been like, nah. Lead singer of the band, love him to death,
It's cool.
but he's always been like, not doing it, right?
Yeah.
His girlfriend's like, he's buying a house, he's buying a multifamily, we've got to get this done. and I'm thinking, winning. I brought him
Good
over.
table to be at.
This is the
Good
one,
pool
right?
to swim in.
All my cousins have bought real estate either through me or through Dave Lewis, who's one of my cousins who I brought into the game, right? So we're shifting everybody. Everybody's buying houses.
Yeah.
If my cousins weren't buying houses, my other cousins, my broke side of my family, I don't know them. I haven't
Yeah.
talked to some of them in 3 years.
I gotta do that sometime.
I see them in a bar and I'm like, oh, I'm in the wrong fucking bar. I just immediately noticed. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch. I must be in the wrong place. So I'll go over, I'll say hi. They offer to buy a beer and I'm like, oh no. Oh God. I'm about to lose money. It's nice people.
Yeah.
But what is the conversation going to be? The football game,
Yeah.
what they just did last week, which was probably work for somebody else, and then whatever drama's going on in their lives. God bless them. I hope that's, I hope that gets better. I hope the conversation gets better somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
But I want to hear them doing good, but they're like, oh, I got a promotion. I don't give a fuck about a promotion, right? I want to see you getting a raise in income and net
Yeah.
worth. I want to see your lifestyle getting better. I want to see that you got rid of that job and now you make twice as much, right?
Yeah.
And you work less hours and you
Tell
help
the
more people and
frisbees.
you feel empowered and you're doing the right things, right? Lifestyle architecture, right? You could tell me you're not in real estate. Let's build that business. Your hair
Yeah.
salon, right?
Yeah, seriously, I just said sell frisbees. That's what I
Dude,
just said.
sell frisbees, right?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? You know what I'm saying? As long as you're doing it for yourself.
I got a friend of mine. She's a really close friend of mine. She's a hairstylist. She lives in LA, well, an hour south of LA. But anytime we talk, it's about her business, right? I don't care if she's not talking about real estate. She's talking about a business she wants to build and grow. I'll do that conversation all day. There's a friend in Canada I was just telling you guys about the other day. I told you about Lily. So she's self-development. That's how I started this conversation. She's like, oh, can we hang out? Can we, we want to talk. And I know, and if you're paying, I should have watched my videos. If we're talking, it's not a 20-minute conversation. She's got 1,000 questions, right? But she's a close friend of mine. She's somebody who I know is going to be in the coaching circuit. She's going to be doing it with us at some point.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this is what I've done.
Bring
This
it
is how it
along.
works. Yep. I'm building my friends, building my assets, right? Mitch Durfee down in Florida. He's a coach. He's written 3 books. If he's like, hey, let's get on a call, I'm like, when? Like, let's just do it. Let's get on the call. If my mom calls me and says, hey, let's have lunch, I'm like, oh, God, no. God, no. God, look, I know.
You better hope Betty not watch that video.
She's not watching this video. She don't watch my videos.
But
But
we didn't
it's-
even say though, I get this term like seal off. Because you don't have to be so Nazi about it at all times. But when you're trying to build something, you should really seal yourself off from people.
Just,
you know what I mean?
but my
6
dad-
months, don't talk to them.
Yeah.
Build your business. You know what I mean? Then go
Exactly.
visit them if you want.
My dad, though, my dad's always been supportive. He's like, what are you
Yeah.
doing, son? Sure, you're doing that? Cool.
Yeah,
Is there any
yeah.
way I can help? Like, what? I'm so proud of you. What you're doing is awesome. This is great.
Yeah, he's behind you on it.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
man,
different.
that's cool. That's awesome, right?
Yeah.
Like, he cares. He's interested. I'll hang out with my dad all day. Dad, I'll go cut the grass. Right? Like, Dad, what project you got going around in the house? I don't do projects for my own properties, right? But I'll go do it with my dad because like he wants to support what I'm doing. Cool, I'll support what you're doing, right? I mean, sometimes me and Ron do get dirty, right? We went down and we did the basement the other day. But very rarely will I go and do that work because I know, but this was the work that we couldn't find somebody to do it. It was like hazmat shit, right? So, like the price tag was getting expensive to move dirt, right? So we were like, I don't care about my life, let's go do this, right? Very seriously though, we had masks on, we opened the windows, but it was, to me, I'll take this risk to save $5,000, right? I'll take this, I'll throw that gamble out. Not encouraging anybody else to do this, just how I thought, right? In that moment, I made $5,000 to be doing something that was not exciting, fun, or comfortable. But it made $5,000, saved me $5,000, right? So it's one of those pieces that you truly, once you figure it out, especially as eyes, right? And I'll explain why this works. This is the last thing I'm saying, because we gotta go do some videos. D's think what? What needs to get done? What is it needs to get done to get me ahead? I's think who do I need to know to get me ahead? S's think why am I doing it? Why is this being done? C's think how does it get done? Right? You guys are I's, find your network. Who is going to move me forward? Right? Who? What needs to be done? Who's going to move me forward? Understand your why you're doing it, and eventually figure out how to get it done. But first, just find your people. Just find your people who need what you can do. Right? Does this make sense?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Very good. All right, that said, GoalTerminal.com/Ron, what's the newest event coming up? Is it the intensive?
Yes.
The intensive, it's January 25th to the 26th. It's the Get the Deal event. At Get the Money, we talked about getting all the money to do the deals.
Getting the cash.
At Get the Deal, we recognize that without the deal, we can't get the money. So we decided to teach a class on how to get the deal. Because after I was like, here's how you get money, everybody's like, oh my God, I need a deal.
Yeah.
So we'll teach a class on how to get the deal. And that is a 2-day intensive. It's $200. It's totally worth it. Again, I could have sold it for $1,500. I know 2 people in the room would have bought it. And at that price, I wouldn't have had to sell it to anybody else. Now, at $200, I gotta go sell it to 15 people. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
It's cool stuff, cool numbers. But fortunately, I know it's valuable enough where a lot of people are gonna be there. So guys, check it out, GoalTerminal.com/intensive.